Alright, this is Old Man 03, and today I'll show you how to change out your rear springs or your bump stops or your shock absorber in your R50 Nissan Pathfinder Infiniti QX4. Alright, so this is a how-to on how to extend your bump stops on your Nissan R50 Pathfinder Infiniti QX4. And these instructions are also good for replacing your rear shocks and rear springs and pan hard bar if you need it. So you have your factory bump stop, and we're going to extend it today with a F-150 bump stop that I got from a junkyard. And you can find this above the rear wheels on an F-150. You need 2 washers, 2 lock washers, long bolts, and these are M8 1.25 by 90 millimeter bolts, got from Home Depot. Breaker bar, 22 millimeter socket, 17 millimeter socket, 19 millimeter wrench, screwdriver, 17 millimeter wrench, socket wrench, 17 millimeter socket, 12 millimeter socket, 14 millimeter socket, 19 millimeter socket, and a hammer. Okay, support your vehicle with 2 jack stands underneath the frame rail, subframe rail. Place your tires underneath the subframe rail for extra emergency support. And what we need to do now is to remove the upper shock mount bolts. You can also remove the lower shock mount bolt if you plan to replace the shock absorbers. Remove the rear sway bar links, 2 14 millimeter bolts, and then remove the panhard bar, and also support your axle with the jack. So remove the panhard bolt here and the other panhard bolt right here. Then you can remove the panhard bar. This side already has the sway bar link removed and the shock absorber bolt removed. Stop. Okay, so now both rear shock absorbers have been removed. The upper mounting bolt's been removed. Sway bar link has been removed from the vehicle on both sides. Panhard bar has been removed. Now you can slowly lower your axle. Don't lower too much or all the way in order to protect your brake cables. In my case, I have extended brake cables, so they're longer than stock brake cables. And these are the brake cables here, right here. These two, right there. So the axle's been lowered and the springs are loose. I had to use 2 jacks supporting the axle on each side. And now the springs should come out easily. Yeah, they'll come out. Okay, removing the bump stop. Okay, installing the extended bump stop. This is the stock bump stop. This is the F-150 bump stop. You can reverse the order, but I decided to put the F-150 bump stop in this position. Okay, this is extended bump stops. This is the stock bump stop and F-150 bump stop. Alright, the bump stops. This is a bump stop and it's been extended by adding the F-150 bump stop. Now during suspension compression or up travel, the bump stops are able to hit the spring perch down here before the shock absorber can fully collapse, because you don't want the shock absorber to fully collapse before the bump stop hits the spring perch. Otherwise the shock absorber can get damaged.